Hello, everyone, and welcome to my continued series, the Bhagwad Gita Decoded. Right now, we are at the shlok 20th of the first adhyaya of the Bhagwad Gita. Thus far, we've seen that Duryodhana is describing how various armies have been arranged on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and how each army is blowing their conches. This is a very primordial gesture of intimidation. So even in the animal kingdom, one sees that before two wolves fight or two gorillas engage, they'll always do some intimidating tactics. And from the perspective of evolutionary biology, the rationale is that if I can intimidate and scare my opponent away, then it saves me the necessity to engage him in a fight, where even if I win the fight, there still is a possibility that I get injured. And therefore, it makes much more sense to just psychologically demoralize my opponent. And ultimately, it's also better for my opponent because he does not have to engage in battle with me to find out whether or not he's equal to me or inferior to me or superior to me or whatever. We can just figure that out in some cases in a hypothetical way, by trying to intimidate each other. And whoever gets intimidated is the loser, essentially. So back to the texts of the Bhagavad Gita. Uh, अथ अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धृतराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजा प्रवर्ते शास्त्रसम्पते धनुरुद्यमा उद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् idam aha mahipate. At that time, Arjun, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra, drawn in military array, Arjun then spoke to Lord Krishna the following words. So, it is very important to note that Arjun's chariot was bearing the flag of Hanuman. So Hanuman is an avatar, or is considered to be an avatar of Lord Shiva. Hanuman is an ape who helped Prabhu Sri Ram, who was an avatar of Vishnu, in his endeavors. So it is said that both Bhagwan Vishnu and Bhagwan Shiv always take forms upon this earth, and whenever Bhagwan Vishnu takes form upon this earth, he's always helped in his quest by an avatar of Shiva. So in this, when Bhagwan Vishnu took avatar as Ram, he was helped by Hanuman, who was an avatar of Shiva. Similarly, uh, here too, since Bhagwan Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu himself, his Arjun's chariot again bears the flag of Hanuman, who is Lord of Lord Shiva, who's an avatar of Lord Shiva. And I think it's indicates some interplay between them. I think it also might be due to the fact that in ancient times there used to be some kind of conflict between the Shaiva and Vaishnava sect of Hinduism, where one sect believed that Bhagwan Krishna or Bhagwan Vishnu is superior, whereas the other sect believe that Bhagwan Shiv is the supreme. And so this might be seen as some kind of, these stories might have organically evolved as some kind of you can say compromise or some kind of a way to satisfy the concerns of both sides and make sure that both gods are given their due respect. This is just what I believe. Arjun Uvachaha Sen सेनयोर उभयोर मध्ये रथम स्थापयामि क्युत्या यावद एतन निरीक्षे हम योधु कामन अवस्थितान कैर्माय सह योद्धव अस्मिन् रण संयुज्यामि. Arjun said, O infallible, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those who are present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Ye यो योत्स्य मानानवेक्ष्यः य एतेऽत्र समागतः धृतराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्ध्येयुर्हे Priya Kirshwa. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. Now, Durbuddha here that's used, it can mean evil, but it can also be an idiot. So, Buddhi is Sanskrit for intelligence. Sadbuddhi is Sanskrit for the good kind of intelligence, and Durbuddhi is it's kind of like a failure of intellect, or it can also mean just stupidity, or it can, in some case, it can mean evil. संजय उवाच एवं मुक्तो ऋषिकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्. Sanjay said, O descendant of Bharat, thus having been addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. Bhishma Drona Pramukh Pramukhata Sarvesham Cha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashyetanasmaveta Nukuru Niti. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. Tatra pashyasthita Parthah Pitunath Pitamahan Acharya Matula Nbhratu Putra Pautran Sankhista Shurushura Nsurudashchaiva Sene Bhayorapi. There Arjuna could see in the midst of both in the midst of armies of both parties, his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. Tan samikshya sa kaunteya sarvan bandhun avistatan kripaya paraya visto vishidanam idam abravit. When the son of Kunti saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. Arjun uvachaha društve mam svajanam Krishna yutsum samupasthitam siddhanti mama gatrani mukham cha pariyusuyati. Arjun said, My dear Krishna, seeing my friends, relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. Vepathus shariremi romaharshascha jayate gandivam shramaste hastat tvak kaivam dahyate. My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, and my bow of Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. Nacha saknyomi avasthutam brahmatviki cha mimana nimittani cha pasyami viparitani keshava. I am now unable to stand here any longer. My mind is reeling. I only see causes of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of the KCD. Now, this is where the Bhagwad Gita truly starts. So, as I mentioned earlier, all of this was a bit of a prelude, different armies that assembled on the battlefield. Arjun is a great warrior on one side, his charioteer is Bhagwan Shri Krishna. He brings his chariot in the center of the battlefield to observe who is it that he's supposed to be fighting on the other side. And it turns out that he has to fight his relatives, his teachers, and people he considers his blood, essentially. And Arjun was a warrior by caste. It was his duty to fight. And he found himself being unable to carry out his duties, and he found his strength and his moral resolve failing. And this is when the deepest philosophical wisdom was revealed to him by an incarnation or an avatar of God Himself. And this is the start of the Bhagwad Gita. This is the I won't say the birth of Hindu philosophy, but this is the beginning of one of the most important treatises of Hindu philosophy, which I truly believe can and does rival the philosophy of Plato, Aristotle, Marcus Aurelius, so on and so forth. And so this is the 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 starting point of the Bhagavad Gita. So if you're an atheist and you don't believe in the divinity of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, that's fine. You can still consider it that there was a man who was named Arjun who had a great crisis of conscience and who was not able to see the right path ahead in life. And there, a book of philosophy was imparted to him, which has been revered for thousands upon thousands of years by generations upon generations of Hindus. This is Bhagavad Gita. This is Hindu philosophy. And in the coming chapters, I'll explain to you guys to the best of my abilities the importance and significance of this wondrous, enduring uh, testament to the philosophical depth of the Hindu Dharma. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.